Hey guys, I'm back out here in the garage with the 67 Mustang, and I pulled the fender off of it, started looking at everything. You know, I kind of shoved it off to the side because I had so much other crap going on with life in general and other vehicles. But wanted to show you guys what I ran into. And I've already got front springs for it. I gotta go grab some shocks for it. Got a lower control arm. And the tire item was already done. I didn't do a video of that. That was earlier last year when we first got it. I did that because the front end on this thing was just whacked so bad that you couldn't steer it at all. The tire was completely pointed out. As you can see, it's still pointed out pretty far. There you go. Whammo! Bent like crazy. And of course, frame is foobarred, and somebody put in a half-ass patch, and I started looking at that, and I'm like, it's a freaking 4-square cover. I'm like, what? Okay, but I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna cut all this out and replace it with some new steel. And as you can see up in here, it's wrinkled pretty good still, and this is after I straightened it out to at least get these bars in here, to at least get the nose over pretty close to where it should be. It's still off by a couple inches, I think, probably an inch. But I got those replaced, both those bars. I've been spraying everything down because I am getting ready to rip all this stupid suspension off this side tonight. And yeah, I tried to pull it in. This tire was dragging. The freaking brakes were locked up on this side. You should have seen that. I got stuck in a freaking driveway trying to pull it in the garage, and it's dragging the tire. And it's kind of open rear end in it, so of course it was doing a one wheel peel and it wouldn't move, and I had to keep going back and forth till it started to move forward, and got it in the garage, and it was dragging the tire. You can see on the pavement there. And yeah, well, my buddy's like, hey, we're gonna go stick it over in the museum for storage over at the British Museum. And I'm like, well, cool, we'll have it towed over there. And he's like, no, I want to drive it over there. I'm like, this thing is far, 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 far from being drivable. It is hurt. It's got this brake locked up. It has one brake in the front on the passenger side that actually works, and no rear brakes. And the SN, the air shocks are blown out, so the SN's squatted way down because the springs are bad. It's got screwball ass lug nuts on it, so we're gonna have to do something about that. Freaking take it over there. Look at this, bias ply tire on there. Can you believe that? Yeah, it had one on the front and it exploded last summer while it was sitting out on the front of the house. And that's why that one's on there, because it had bias plies. It's got bias plies all around. So anyhow, he wants to drive it over there, so I get to spend the next 3 days. That's what I figure it's going to take me to at least get it to where he can drive it over there. It runs great. I can't ask for anything to run better, other than when you go to start it back up, it freaking won't start back up. And I just put a little bit of fuel into the carburetor, so I'm going to pull the top off the carburetor and clean everything out and recheck the floats and the needles and all that stuff, because it's been sitting. We had stable in it, but you know, this E10 fuel, carburetors hate it when it sits for too long, and this thing sat all summer long with fuel in it. Even though it had stable in it, it still, I think, screwed the carburetor up. But then I got to look underneath this thing, and I'm like, okay, well, we'll get it jacked up and see what we got to do. Oh yeah, how you like that? Swiss cheese. That was the only freaking place that I could find to put this jack stand. I was afraid, because I was afraid I was going to crush the frame. I've got to change this lower control arm. As you can see, I think you can see it is bent. Big time bent. Oh, I'm coming back up. But yeah, Swiss cheese. Oh, poor old car. So I went to go jack it up, and I look up underneath there, and I'm like, ooh, no, I am not jacking it up underneath there, because the freaking floor is already shoved up. Rocker panels. Here's the carpet sticking out of it. No floor. somebody half-assed welded a spot in there. That's where I jacked it up from. And I'm like, well, it's got a patch in there that I can jack it up from. So this is what I'm dealing with. I just figured I'd give you a quick video and say I got the fender lane over there so I can do all this crap. I got spring and lower control arm and all that crap put on it. But this thing is just turning into a nightmare. We knew it was gonna be some work, but I am just so busy with everything, just life in general, and dealing with my friends and cars and family, and I can't get anything done around here that's a major job. So I'm gonna put this thing together, get it over to the museum, get it back over here this summer and get on it, and at least get it to where it's somewhat decent, because it needs a lot. It's savable. I mean, I really like the blue. It's called seafoam blue. I might be wrong, but from what I looked at, it looks like seafoam blue. I like that color. I'd like to see it redone in that color with a new vinyl top, and I think it would make somebody a really nice car, because he wants to sell it to somebody once it's done. But man, I've worked in restoration shops on muscle cars when I was younger, and yeah, it has hurt. I told him, I put the battery in. I'm like, dude, there's no battery tray. I'm like, you just don't get it. It needs a lot of work. So this is another one that I'm not making really anything off of. So it just causes a bunch of fights with me and my fiance. I do it because I really enjoy the work when I'm not hurting too bad. I have serious back issues, and all my shoulders are screwed up, and I've got a freaking elbow that's wore out from arthritis, and it's just, I'm pushing 50 and it's catching up with me. But I really enjoy this. So this is why I do what I do when I can, and it makes people happy, because I like to see, someone say, hey man, you did a really nice job on that, I really like the car, da 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 da, and they take it home and they enjoy it and they're happy with it, and I just like helping people out. Unfortunately, I'm getting to the point where physically it's just tearing me up, and I'm going to start getting rid of some cars. I've got to get the motor in the Corvette this summer and get it gone, so that's going to be getting the 454 stuck in it. Oh yeah, you guys are going to trip out on this. I showed my son, I said, I did my Subaru motor, and he goes, yeah, how's it look? I said, it came out nice. I said, it's blue. And he goes, what do you mean blue? I said, I painted it blue. It's blue. Yes, it's Ford blue. I don't care. You're not going to see half the damn motor. The reason why I did that is because it's going to be sitting in here until sometime in the summer when I can get to switching out my motor. So rather than it looking like hell and getting that, what I call white rust, the aluminum oxide crap built all over it and looks like shit, excuse my language, yeah, I just figured clean it up. It's got new head gaskets and everything in it. Everything looked good on it. It's got a new belt, new water pump, new tensioners. Yes, it's a 253, mine's a 251. Of course, it's got the variable valve lift crap on it. And what I did was, I'm like, screw it, I'm welding the damn rock arms together, and I welded the rock arms together so it runs all 4 valves all the time like my other motor does, because my computer will not communicate with that actuator. It's not wired for it. So it'll get me by. I'm not building a hot rod. It's a daily driver. I love my freaking Subaru. I've had so many cars, it's ridiculous, and honestly, I like Subarus. It kind of reminds me of the old V-dub motors. When I was a kid, I had a buddy that had a bug that was a Baja bug you used to take out in the woods, and man, you could beat the holy hell out of that thing, flip it over on its roof, roll it back on its wheels, he'd fire up, keep on going. I mean, it's not the same as this motor. This motor's water cooled and everything else, but it's just cool. I like flat floors. I like the way they sound, especially when they've got the unequal headers on them, that pop Subaru sound. They just sound so cool. So I just want to show you guys the Mustang. give you an update of what's going on. I think the name of this Mustang is going to be the Nightmare Mustang because it's a freaking nightmare. All it does is cause me heartache. So, hope you guys enjoy. Please subscribe to my channel and share it. And I will give you guys updates on this Nightmare Mustang. Have a good evening. Thank you.